Hello. Hi there. Okay. I read a lot of books, mostly in April, but yeah, I thought I'd just do a wrap up. It's been a while since I've tried to film something like this, so excuse my awkwardness. Actually, I'm awkward all the time. Never mind. I should preface all this by saying that I am absolutely awful at trying to tell a short story. Can't tell and save my life. So I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but also I've never been good at like just trying to describe books in a way that doesn't give away the whole plot, but also like gives enough of the plot to describe what it is about. I don't know. That's what the summary or the synopsis like is for, I guess. The first book that I finished in April, no, the first book that I finished in March was Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I've actually read this before. It's good. I like it. All of her books that I've read from her have been about academics, and this one is about Elsie. She's trying to get a job, and one of her current jobs is like fake dating. And he meets her through Jack is on like the hiring committee, but he's also the brother of one of the guys that she was fake dating, and so he's like doesn't trust her, thinks she's a liar, yada yada. They fall in love. You know how it goes. Okay, whatever. It's cute. And then I read Lakota Woman by Mary Crowdog. It's a memoir about her time living on the reservation, and then also talks about her experience with AIM, the American Indian movement in the 60s and 70s, and also talks about how she meets her husband, Leonard Crowdog, who was also involved in the movement. And yeah, it was really interesting. There's a lot of aspects of Native American life that I am unaware of, that I don't know anything about. Obviously, it's just one experience in one tribe, but yeah, it's cool. She does talk about like different like ceremonies or rituals. I don't know if that's the right word, but they have, and it's cool. Yeah, I definitely want to read it again because there's just a lot. Definitely opened my eyes to some things. Definitely recommend. It did take me a minute to read that one. I was reading that before I read Love Theoretically, but I did finish it like at the end of March. And then all these other books are from April. So after that, I guess I was just in a romance kick, and I started with The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This also involves fake dating. It's this couple that were married. They're not a couple. These two people got married for like financial like living situation, and then they signed papers. However, she thought that they were divorced because she didn't really read that all the way through. He is aware that they're still married, but they don't have like a normal married relationship. They haven't had any contact the last 3 years. 3 years, yeah. But he needs her to come to his sister's wedding because his family thinks that they're all like still together, that they've been happily married all this time. And yeah, so he like takes her, and yeah, they like fake a relationship the whole time, and then they fall in love and things happen because of course they do. Anyways, yeah, it was good. This is actually the first Christina Lauren book that I've ever read. Yeah, I liked it. And then I read You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This is inspired by, adapted, whatever. It's When Harry Met Sally, which is a movie that came out in the 80s, I think. I've only ever seen it one time, but like I liked it. I love Meg Ryan, So yeah, it's really good. Really pretty cover. There's the typical, like, if you've seen When Harry Met Sally, they like, you know, bump into each other like over the years, and then eventually start a relationship, friendship, evolves over time. It's good. I like it. Immediately when I finished reading that, I watched When Harry Met Sally. And then I read The Moral Boyfriend Club by Paige Powers, which is his first book, and it was really cute. I really liked it. It features a trans main character, Noah, who just switched over to this new school, and is trying to find a club or a sports team that he can join to really like, I don't like, fit in as a boy, like feel good about like being accepted as a boy in his new school. There were some parts that stuck out to me because being non-binary, I have like struggled with being perceived as a certain way and overcoming the like need to perform gender well, I guess. Yeah, so it's really good. It's really cute. There's romance. Yeah, I recommend it. However, I don't know if it's YA in general or YA romance, but I don't know if high school romance is for me anymore. Like, reading it as an adult is like I have a few other ones on my shelves, so we'll see. But I might just be aging out of that. Next, I read A Loathe to Love You by Allie Hazelwood. This was a reread as well. It's a collection of short stories between these three couples. The three women are all friends. The stories are all separate, but they're all like connected because they have like connection to the first, like the stories that came before it. So yeah, it's cute. I like it. They're just short stories. And then I read What I Was Doing While You Were Breeding by Kristen Newman, which is a memoir of her travels through her 20s and her 30s. And I liked it, I suppose, at first, and then I got about halfway through and had to like force myself to finish reading it. I liked reading about her travels, but there was just a part, I don't know what it was. I just kind of got like tired of her, I think, which I know kind of sounds shitty because this is a real person, but yeah, I wish I had liked it more just because it like tells of this like woman going, you know, solo traveling and experiencing different things and stuff, and I really wanted to like it, but I don't know. There's just different. I don't know. I don't even know what it is about it that I just started to dislike, but I got about halfway through and I was like, it's not that long of a book. I can push myself to read it. Plus, like, I was enjoying it. But then there is like one specific place that she traveled to, and the current situation may be different than what was happening when she visited in 2013, but or when this book came out in 2013 and she visited it in whatever year. But seeing as how it's been a constant issue for the last like 75 years. Next, I read Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. It's her second novel. I read her first one, which is an Enchantment of Ravens, and they're both standalone novels, which normally I do not like standalone fantasy novels, but they're both really good. I did like this, I think, a lot more than I liked Enchantment of Ravens. It has to do with like libraries and like grimoires and the power books and stuff, and I liked it. There's sorcery and there is romance in it as well. She grows up in a library and pretty soon finds out that there's like something going on, and nobody's really willing to help her or believe her, so she has to kind of figure it out by herself. And yeah, it's really good. I liked it a lot. And last but not least, the book I finished on the last day of April was Crown Duel, by Sherwood Smith. Unfortunately, it's a mass market paperback and I don't like them, but that is the copy that I have. It's an old medieval fantasy. It is technically considered a fantasy, I suppose, but it's not like, there's not a lot of like magic and fantastical fantasy elements to it. It mostly is centered around Mel, who is a countess, and her brother like vow to revolt against the current king, and they do. Things kind of go a little sideways pretty quickly. That's just the first part, and then the second part features on like after the war and the different aspects of like court life that she has to experience and work through, because she's never been in court before, at court. Anyways, it's really good. Liked it a lot. Glad that I read it. It got recommended to me like 5 years ago. Didn't read it, obviously, because that is the way all my books go. They sit on my shelf for like years. I either read a book immediately or it waits on my bookshelf for a minimum of like 3 years. Anyways, yeah, those are all the books that I read in March and April. A very good reading month. April, anyways. I think I did a pretty good job of short and sweet. That's the point. I haven't had a booktube channel in a long time, so hopefully I can keep up with it. I am trying to vlog reading one book, like trying to see how I go, how well I do that, but we'll see, because I need to get like back into the habit of filming, because it's been a few years. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, I guess.